Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our review of You, Season 3, Episode 5. Now, I'm wearing forest green, and, there's a very particular reason for this. It's just because it's time to be manly. It's time to embrace the hunt. Is this where I, rip my shirt off and start, running around the video, weirdly sweaty?
Matt's OnlyFans coming
No,
soon, guys.
no! We're only 30 seconds in. Don't stop. Don't
Matt
click.
feet pics.
Okay. Now that we've given ourselves nightmares, we will talk about other things. But we got Carrie. My God, is someone like Carrie actually a real human? Because this guy.
For sure, he's real. That type of personality that is life coach, taking the men out, being manly. I guess that's what manly is to people like that. But I mean, I absolutely believe that that's out there. And do I think that that type of stuff can help people sort of let go and move in different directions? I actually do.
This guy is the guy who goes out with a woman and then texts her the next day being like, "Do you want to come hang with me at the gym? It's leg day." That is this guy. I cannot with you, Carrie. I would have run out of those woods so fast. But before we go deeper into everything in this episode, hit that subscribe button. Every day we are here going through everything with you, the highs, the lows. It is a very enjoyable season so far.
All right, well, since we're starting with Carrie, let's really start with Joe and how Joe is feeling. I wasn't sure if we were done with the couples therapy, but it seems that we're not.
Yeah.
So now it's sort of a 6 months later, and they are still doing couples therapy. And it seems that Joe is just bored. He's absolutely gotten everything that he's been looking for. He's got his family, he's got his wife, he's got his home. No one's killing anybody anymore. Life is exactly what he has claimed that he's looking for. But now that he's there, he is not excited anymore. He is not actually happy.
It's that classic case of, okay, you've got your happily ever after, now what? Now what is the drama? What is the stimulation? And here comes in Carrie with his, chiseled abs and his, everything about this guy is obnoxious. And this, all right, bro, we're going to go out in the woods. I remember when I saw this ranch in, Tahoe. No, he didn't even say Tahoe. This guy apparently runs... I don't know what to call this, a bro boot camp where you become more bro-y over the weekend?
Yeah, I guess. It seems to be a way to connect with nature, connect with other men, sort of let everything out, hunt your own food, whatever. I'm sure that this stuff is out there and that, I think it probably works for some people. It seemed to work for Joe, but in a really interesting twist, it did not work the way that I think he thought it would. So he goes out there, he has this breakthrough, he goes back home to love, and things seemingly are good. But at the very end of the episode, we see that actually what has happened is that inner beast of himself that he's been trying to suppress, he's allowing it to come out just a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not going to cross the line with Marianne. He's just going to have a little bit of his stalker-ish tendencies where he follows her around and he stalks her from a distance. So it feeds that part of himself to be able to continue on with this other part of himself that he thinks he wants. Well done, Carrie.
This ain't ending well. That is what we can say right now. Carrie, congratulations, you unleashed the beast in Joe, and you almost killed yourself in the process with his uppercut off a cliff.
Oh my goodness, that was great.
I thought we were going... Once again, you manages to, circumvent expectations here, because I thought he was dead. I legit did. I thought he was gone.
That was the absolute best moment of this episode, was Joe about to give him mouth-to-mouth to resuscitate him, and Carrie being like, "Are you saving my life, Joe? Is that what you're doing? Are you going to save my life?" I was like, this is so funny.
It was so weird, especially as, getting up being like, "I take all this medication, nothing can kill me." Who are you, the Juggernaut? Carrie, there's a good chance Carrie's going to die at I don't know, with a line like that, they are totally setting Carrie up at some point.
It feels like kind of, but I mean, is that going to be sort of satisfying, not really. I enjoy the Carrie character because he's ridiculous. He's a person that I would never know in my life, and it's just kind of fun and funny, and it's a really dark show. And
Yeah.
then when it does have these sort of slices of humor, it's good.
I will take Carrie over Sherry any day of the week. I will at least say that much. I feel like we've seen the Sherry character on a number of other shows. I think that's a
Yeah.
big reason why.
After this episode, I am starting to really feel like Love and Joe are not going to be together by the end of the season. At the beginning of the season, was feeling like Love was probably going to get killed off by Joe, but I'm really just starting to feel like they are headed towards the end of their relationship. Like it is going nowhere good. We have Joe is now really falling for this Marianne character. He's following her around. He's kind of letting himself allowed to do this again. And then we've got Love. Oh dear. So I've been saying that it feels like there's this connection that she's had like to her brother 40, and her mom ended up sort of calling that out as well, to say, listen, you're always attracted to bringing in people that need to be fixed and someone that you want to help and that are, need your rescuing kind of thing, which is the Theo character. Did I expect that they were going to end up hooking up in a park? Well, maybe not the park part, but yeah, I mean, the signs were there that this was going to be kind of going in this area. I will say that I was shocked when they kept saying he was a teenager. He doesn't look like a teenager. I know he's in college. I thought he was in his early 20s. When they were saying teenager, I was like, this is getting real icky. I understand he's of age. He's probably 19
Yeah.
or something, but like, ugh.
Yeah, like they really wanted to add as much of that like icky, like tabooness to this as possible.
No. I'm not here for teenage married woman.
No.
This whole, no.
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 I was already out on Theo just beforehand. It's just like this. It's once again, this story, I don't know where it's going. It just feels like inevitably Joe's going to find out, and then what? Joe is going to kill Theo and then cover it up, and then like that's it. I mean, this show does trick us all the time, so it may not go that direction.
Yeah, I really hope it doesn't. And not because I like Theo and Love together or anything
No.
like that. It's just we have seen that story play out many times. I mean, if I had to make a prediction, like I said, I feel like these two are moving away from each other, that maybe we'll see Joe move into something with Marianne. Maybe Love will just realize that Joe is not the person for her. Maybe that is Theo's purpose. Like she even said this right before they hooked up, where she was like, what is the end game here? Like, I'm a married adult woman with a child. You're a teenager going to college. Like, what do you think is happening here? You're playing house as well. Like, you are just way too young for this. And he's like, well, I'm flunking out of school. All I can do is think about you. And it's just kind of like, okay, but she's right. This isn't going anywhere.
I think Theo, he is similar to Joe in Love in the way that he really wants something that he doesn't have, and then when he does have it, where does that sort of go? And that's why when I look at Joe and when I look at Love, and it kind of goes into what you were saying earlier about how they could go their separate ways, I don't think either one of them really know actually what happiness means to them. And I think that's a big part of their problem, is that I think Joe, so long as he's constantly chasing this thing or person that's at a distance, he's always going to need that. Like, he's always going to yearn for it. So even if he has somebody, it doesn't change that impulse. The only way I could ever see him actually getting better is correcting the impulse, and I'm not sure that he realizes that or even fully wants that, because this is who he is. I don't think he knows how to change that.
I think the problem that they've run into is that they are both suppressing each other's sort of inner monster, where they're both like, okay, we're going to make this deal. Neither of us are going to kill anybody anymore. We're going to make sure each other doesn't kill anybody anymore. We're going to just be normal, and we're going to keep each other in check so that we can just be these people that we want to be, but we're not. And I think instead of them accepting who the other person is and letting themselves be the person that they are, they're really just pushing down who they are and getting their partner to push down who they are as well. And it is not working.
I think they both also just like really underestimated how suppressing being in a town like this can also be, because I'm sure it wouldn't fix the problem if they were in LA or a big sort of like interesting metropolitan city, but at least then I think they would have other things to sort of stimulate them on some level. But it seems like there ain't a whole lot going on at this town other than like being at the bakery, or if you really want a good time, head out in the woods with Carrie so he can scream and insult you to your face, but that's sort of it.
Yeah, I mean, really, they are facing a couple of choices here. It's they need to go to therapy to really actually fix the problems. And because some of those problems involve killing people, they can't really talk to a therapist about this. There is no real way to get past this. Or they have to accept each other for what they are and stop suppressing it and just lean into it together as a team, or they need to separate. And it just feels like that's where this is going. Because once we go into season 4 of
Yeah.
You, which has been renewed already, guys, so
Yeah.
it is coming back. I mean, where else would they be able to go with these two actually being together? It feels like this is going to be the last part of the story with these two being together.
I think where I'm concerned right now with this season is that we have so many different things going on. We had the whole Natalie story, which really wasn't that big a part of anything in episode 5. It may very well be gone, but that was the focus of a few episodes. Now we're kind of going in this other direction. I feel like season 1 and 2 were both a little bit more focused than this one, and this one's juggling a lot. You've got a lot of different sort of extensions that I want to be building towards at least something a little more singular at the end of this season, so that there's like one big event we can devote all of this time to, because if we're trying to balance out so many different things, none of them are going to have that much depth, which maybe is why I'm not super into Theo, because we don't have that much time to really deal with them, plus everything else that we have already said about him.
Yeah, where is the end game with Theo? It's not anywhere. But is there an end game with Marianne? Is there something that could be a real connection here with Joe, or is he just going to get bored again? I mean, it seems like she's got some secrets that she's hiding. There's things she does not want to talk about and open up with him, but she is opening up with some other stuff about him as well. And he is seemingly trying to do a couple things differently. He is still stalking her around at night, but he has stopped taking objects from the people that he is stalking. Is there a possibility for an actual relationship that could work here? It does seem like there are some similarities maybe in how they grew up.
I think there is a chance, like there's a legitimate chance that it could work into something in terms of like the present. Like the person who Joe wants to be could align with the person who Marianne wants to be. I think the issue, of course, with Joe will be becoming, and hiding everything that happened in the past. Like, how is that going to align with Marianne if she ever finds out about any of it? I mean, I'm sure she has some skeletons in the closet, but this was sort of the thing about season 2. It, of course, was a huge reveal that Love does all these killings and everything else, but it's also quite the coincidence at the end of the day that she just so happened to be that.
Yeah, I mean, Joe just doesn't know what he's looking for. He wanted someone to see him for who he is and love him in spite of it and be just fine with all of that. Then he gets this and he's not happy with it because the person he's with is just like him. So what does he want from Marianne, really? Does he want her to see him for who he is and love him anyways, but she's not a murderer? Or does he want to put all that in the past and move forward with her thinking that the man that he is now is the man that he has always been, and that will make him happy? Spoiler alert, nothing's going to make him happy. Joe just can't be happy.
That is sort of where we've realized this now that we're at the halfway point of season 3. Like, this has gone by really fast. As with all things You, it's pretty addictive. You just jump in and they keep kind of rolling along. But
yeah,
We will be back with another review of season 3 tomorrow.
Yep.
But let us know, did this episode bring out your inner animal?
Oh
Did
my
it
goodness.
make you howl at the moon? Let us know. And also hit that subscribe button, give this video a like. Thank you guys. We'll see you here next time.